Good morning, everyone. Today, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit more about mindset to a certain degree. I really just want to ask the question, though, and I want to let you be able to really marinate with it and see if it's something that you're dealing with. And that is, what lies are you holding on to? And you may be asking yourself, well, what does that mean? And what I mean by that is, let's take a retrospective look into my life. When I was very young, I used to hold on to this lie that I was worthless, that I wasn't good enough, that I didn't deserve to live. I I've dealt with suicidal thoughts since the age of 8. And for me, that was a lie that I held on to. No one ever told me I was worthless. No one ever made me feel lesser than. It was just a simple fact that somewhere along the road, I picked up this lie that I wasn't good enough. And maybe that's something that you've dealt with in the past. Maybe you've dealt with a lie that I'm fat and I'm always going to be fat. I'm always going to be overweight. I'm too skinny and I can't gain weight. Maybe it's I'm too tall and so no one will love me for who I am, or I'm too short, or whatever it may be, or I have a stutter so no one will ever take me seriously if I speak to them. I just want you to understand that each one of these things are a lie, and each one of these things you build your identity around. I gave this example last night in a training that I did, where in a training my wife and I were on, where if you look at a clam when it gets a piece of sand in its mouth, it actually builds this defense around the invasive thing and around that piece of sand, and we call it beauty. A lot of times we hear it said where take the trials and tribulations and turn it into something beautiful, because the clam is turning that piece of sand and surrounding it in its saliva and hardening it to the outside world, and it's making a pearl. And to us that's beauty, but to the pearl that is something that is devastating it. That's something that is affecting it. That's something that is actually very detrimental to it, and has built this defense around it. So look at that in your own life. Is there something that you've sit there and it's invaded your mind, it's invaded your soul, it's invaded your spirit, and you've just built this defense around it? When looking back on my life, when I thought that I was worthless and I had no place on this earth, I built walls around myself. I hardened myself to the outside world. That way, no one could hurt me. No one could get to this pain. No one could resolve this pain for me and help me through it, because I just kept everyone at a distance. And I just want you to be able to look into your own life and say, hey, is there something along the lines of that I'm dealing with? Because for me, I had to be able to deal with the actual problem, not just the walls around it. So I just want to be able to leave you with that. I'm going to probably cut this a little bit shorter, but I just want to leave you with whatever it is that you're dealing with, you're not alone. Whatever it is that you're going through, there's other people in this world that are going through it too. And if you need someone, please reach out to the people nearest and dearest to you and let them know that you're dealing with something. Don't keep these things to yourself. And just remember, if you're dealing with something that I was dealing with, which is just being feeling worthless and having no place in this earth, and you're thinking about taking your own life, there's people out there who love and care for you, even if they're not your immediate family. Maybe you're in an abusive situation and you don't know how to get out of it. I just want you to know that there's always an opportunity for you to get out of these situations. And I just want to be able to be that voice of reason to let you know that you are worth it. That what you're dealing with right now is just a season in your life. That you're meant for great things. And I can't wait to see what those are. And I will see you guys tomorrow.